I opened my cabinet one day and a termite fell on my face. They were like, like she literally did that to me. Hey guys, so I'm back from our road trip to California, and I thought I would go over the places that we saw and like what I noticed coming from Colorado to San Diego and California. Here in Colorado, like a lot of places I think have washer and dryers in the unit, and in San Diego, like that's not a thing, like at all. So that was like crazy surprising. So I have all of the footage on my laptop, so if I'm looking down at a lot, like that's what I'm looking at. But I wanted to tell you guys like my checklist of like what I was looking for in a place. And so first was safety. Number one priority, and everything everywhere is safety, because like even though Austin's moving out of the state with me, like we're moving together, I want to make sure that like if I come home alone or if I'm walking Maple out even during the day, like I want to make sure I feel safe. Like I don't want to be like scared that someone's gonna like break into my car. Number two is parking. So not have to walk 3 blocks to get to the apartment, or like street parking. I hate street parking. That is so stressful. Like that is a big thing in California. I don't want to have to stress over every night trying to find a spot. Number 3 is pet friendly. Obviously, since we have Maple, my little baby, my child, I want to make sure that like she's welcome. Number 4 is washer and dryer. So since a lot of places don't have washer and dryers, I wanted to make sure that like it was at least in the apartment complex. And number 5 is close to stuff. Like I want to make sure that it's close to like a grocery store, and you know, like a CVS kind of thing, or like a coffee shop, so I don't have to drive like 35 minutes away to go to like my local Ralph's or something. So the first place we saw, safety on a scale of 1 to 5 was probably like a 3. It was in a neighborhood, but it wasn't like a big huge apartment complex. Parking was good. Parking, you got like one designated spot, and there was like a big lot next to it, and like there was some in the apartment, so parking was good. It was like right behind like a grocery store, so that was great. Like that was like a 5 out of 5. Like I could just walk, little washer and dryer room right next to like the leasing office, and so like you have to walk to that room, but it wasn't like that big of a deal, so I'd probably say like a 2 out of 5. The appliances were really nice. It had a gas stove, which Austin loves. The only thing that like was probably a negative was they were kind of rude, the leasing staff. Like they were fine, but when we told them that our moving date was like July or August, they were like like she literally did that to me. Like that's crazy. So yeah, they didn't really take us that seriously, which kind of sucked. The next place we saw like 3 different units in. We really liked the inside, and it had like kind of like an island, which was nice, and the kitchen was pretty big, and it had lots and lots of storage, which was awesome. One of the units even had like a towel cabinet, which I thought was really fun, because that kind of feels like an adult thing, like having a whole place to store your linens and towels and such. The only thing was it was right by a highway, like right next to it. And so I would say that the safety was probably like a 1 out of 5. There was no parking. You had to street park, and it was pet friendly, which was nice. They had like a bunch of like little grass areas in between the different buildings and such. It was kind of close to stuff. I would say that it was probably 15 minutes away from a Whole Foods, which was kind of far, and which was probably like, I don't know, a 2 out of 10 or 2 out of 5. And the washer and dryer was fine. It was like there was one like little room per building, but I would probably say that was like a 2 out of 5. Like it was kind of, I don't know if like my clothes would be that clean after washing it. The next place we saw was kind of expensive. It was a 2-bedroom, which I thought it was only a 1-bedroom, but it was a 2-bedroom, which was insane. And stuff was kind of falling apart a little bit, and there was like a tiny patio, but like I don't know, it just wasn't the vibe. Like, and also on parking there was like 5 spots like outside of the room thing, and there was no designated parking. There was no washer and dryer at all. So like safety was like a 1 out of 5. Parking was like a 0 out of 5, and washer and dryer was 0 out of 5 because there was literally not one in the premises. The last one that we saw in the San Diego area, because we saw some in San Diego and like close to LA, was we really liked it. There was a 1-bedroom that she showed us and a studio. The 1-bedroom was really nice. it had like this like half wall to the bathroom in the bedroom, so it was like really open. Like, but the only bad thing was when we went to apply, because we were like, okay, like this is it, let's apply, let's sign a lease tonight, let's get this over with, we were really excited, was the leasing agent had said that she could hold 1 unit for us, and we told her that we wanted to move in June, and she was like, okay, basically the only way to do that is if you pay half of May. We were like, okay, thoughts? That doesn't seem right. So we would have to pay $1,000 for half of a month for an empty room to move in June. So we're just paying half of rent to just have the room sit there. No one in it. No one's living there. To just the room. Just the apartment. And that's not even like, oh, do we have to turn on all the utilities since now that we're paying rent? So that wasn't our favorite. And then we were like, okay, like maybe we can look past that. It's not that expensive. Like maybe, you know, some other deposit or whatever would be that much. So like, let's just deal with it. And when we went to apply, the website was kind of sketchy. She had told us all these different fees, like what it was going to be. And she said that she was going to waive this one, and like the deposit was going to be $600. And we were like, okay, $300 for each of us. But then on my application, it said $500. And then on Austin's, it said $300. The website said that if you miss something on your application, or if you mess something up, or if you don't put it down right, then they have the right to charge you an extra $200 or something and keep all of your deposit money. And so it was like, okay, so there's a $200 fee for each of us, and then mine is $500, and then Austin's is $300, and then it was like, okay, so it's gonna be $2,000 for just applying. Like, it didn't really sound right. And then we would have to pay for like I said, like the extra 15 days of May just for the room to rot. So I was like, okay, maybe let's hold off. And so we went up to LA, and we really liked this one area that was like 45 minutes an hour away from LA, but it was still like north of San Diego. And so we're like, okay, like let's look here. We still have 2 days of the trip. Like, let's try and squeeze them in. Like, this is why we're here. The first place we saw in the morning was nice, but the safety was fine. It was probably like a 3 out of 5. It was really like close to a Taco Bell and a Starbucks. So it was like, you know, just like a little area. But the washing and drying, guys, was like a 0 out of 5. Not because there wasn't one on the premise, but because they're like, so the apartments were like basically like a loft. So like this is the parking, and then like they're pillars, and the apartments are like on the pillars, I guess, on top of the parking. And you go downstairs where the parking is, and there's like washing and drying downstairs in the parking lot. Like, not even a whole room, just like a cabinet in the parking lot to the whole world with a washer and dryer. So you would have to like put your clothes in, go upstairs, and then come back downstairs like in the parking lot. And like, okay, I'm a night owl, so like, what if I'm doing laundry at 1 a.m.? I don't want to have to like go downstairs, buy a Taco Bell, and like this, like everyone can see you, okay? And then even if you like stand there, that's like extra sketchy. Or if you go upstairs, like someone could steal your clothes. Like, it was just weird. But it had a double sink, and the living room was really big, and the kitchen was really big, and they were pet friendly. But it was just like, no. And the leasing agent was nice, but she was kind of off, and they didn't take co-signers. And since we're moving out of the state, we would not have jobs for like, I don't know, a couple of weeks. So like, obviously we're gonna need help. And it was just like, maybe not. Like, let's keep looking. Like, let's keep looking. So finally, the last place we saw, we loved, guys. We freaking loved it. It was basically like a resort. Like 3 pools, 2 gyms, a bunch of space. It was really open, but it was gated, and you had to have a code to get into the unit, into the actual apartment complex. You had to have a code. And then you had to have like a bunch of codes to get in. And so it was so safe, like 5 out of 5 safety. I was so excited. And parking they had like a whole upstairs and downstairs parking garage. And so it was like 5 out of 5. And parking was so nice. They had $50 per spot, which was like awesome. Like, that's so doable. and it was pet friendly. There was a bunch of like cute little dog areas. There was a whole dog like gated part of the complex. Like just outside there was like a small dog and a big dog area. It was so amazing, so cute. And it was literally in the best area. It was like right next to the beach. We loved it. The washing and drying was fine. It was just like a room by the leasing agent office. You just walk over. So probably like 3 out of 5. So like overall it was the best place we had seen. And then we read the reviews. All of the reviews were like, it's cockroach infested. There are termites everywhere. I opened my cabinet one day and a termite fell on my face. There was like videos too. And like I get that, like you're living in a different place. Like every state has their little insects, has their little friends that want to join you. But I just don't want to come home from a long day of work and a cockroach fall on my face. And the only good reviews were like, oh, the staff was really nice. And it was like 1 out of every 15 review. And they were recent too. It wasn't even like from years ago. It was like every other review was so bad. They were like, don't live here. Like they're scamming you. Like don't live here. This place is the worst. It's nice on the outside, but like do not live here. There are cockroaches everywhere. No one does anything about anything. Like it was so sad. We were so devastated. Guys, read reviews because I was literally so shocked. All of them were bad. All of them. And it's like, how bad can it be if it's a 3 out of 5? But only the good ones were that the staff were nice. And so basically, we did not sign a lease. Even though that was the trip. That was the point of the trip. But I wanted to tell you guys what we did. And so that's what we did. But basically, we're not giving up. We're not giving up, guys. We're still going to go out there. I have some more ones that I found, and the reviews are better. I've been looking at reviews. So, you know, worst comes to worst, we kind of just go back to the ones that we saw before for a couple months until we figure it out, or go back out there before August. So that's kind of our plan right now, and we were kind of devastated and really over it. But we were, you know, we went. We saw some stuff. We saw the area. We explored. We found the area that we actually like. And so we're not giving up, guys. We're still moving. But that's what we did, and that's what we saw. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.